Tradcat, I don't see your El Frico. Oh, here you go. Okay.
Finally.
What's up, man?
What's up? So, I think that among a lot of American, whether it's Catholic, Orthodox, and especially the Protestants, there tends to be an intellectualization of things. And I often think this is because, I think that Christianity, I know you just went off on like Galatians 1 and, these supposed apparitions can't do this. Well, let's break, before I get into that, I wanted to say that, I think that in many parts of the world, these miraculous things like, oh, my grandma goes to drink coffee with the Virgin Mary. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying, we have to base our faith entirely on that, but we do have to believe in the miraculous.
I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, of course, because, without the resurrection, we're nothing.
Right.
I definitely do think that certain miraculous things of the Church, of the Catholic Church, definitely do prove us. Ultimately...
Okay, hold on. So if it proves you, then you're an evidentialist?
I think, though the Bible tells us by their fruits you shall know.
Well, but Jesus, you remember the story of the guy who's in torments, and he says, let me have a drip of water to cool my tongue, and then he says, Lord, let me come back and let me tell my brothers lest they come to this place of torment. What does Jesus say to him?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the story?
Yeah.
So did Tradcats don't read the Bible? Is that, I'm not trying to be mean, but this is a well-known story, right? He says that, yea, though one rise from the dead, they will not believe. They have Moses and the prophets. What does that mean?
I read the Bible, but at the same time...
what does that mean?
Repeat it again?
The man that's in torments says, Lord, let me go back, and if I rise from the dead, I can warn my brothers, lest they come to this place of torment. Jesus says, they have Moses and the prophets, and if they don't believe that, they won't believe even if one rise from the dead. What does that mean?
Well, that goes to show that just because certain miracles can take place, that doesn't mean that this is going to convince everybody. But I don't see how this supposedly debunks certain things.
But that's the point, is that miracles themselves can't be the deciding factor, because there's everybody out there in the world claiming miracles. Hindus claim miracles. Do miracles...
Yeah,
does that prove Hinduism?
Demons can influence things. In the Bible, you have...
So wait a minute. So how do we know when it's a demon versus a true miracle?
By their fruits.
Okay, I'll grant you that, but that means then that miracles themselves aren't a proof. They're an attestation to the true faith. They follow the true faith, so they're going to be there, but they can't be the thing that proves it.
Sure, but you would expect the true faith to have these things.
Agreed. That's exactly what I'm saying. Correct.
Yeah,
but they can't be themselves the proof. Is the point?
I think that's a stronger proof. I think that certain things. I saw your debate with natural theology, and I think natural theology is so inherently true. And I think this point that you keep making,
it's inherently true. Okay, so now we're back to the epistemology issue. How do you know or prove that something is self-evident? Because that's what this classical foundationalist argument rests on.
I'm not going to pretend here like I'm super into philosophy.
Well, wait a minute. You said we know that natural theology is true. So how do you know it's true?
My bad. I was getting something.
That's fine.
We know it's true because and unless you're going to go into how do we even know reality is real or whatever, because it's just like we recognize them by their fruits.
So self-evident principles are true because we recognize them by their fruits.
Yeah, literally.
What's the fruits? How do you determine the fruits of a self-evident maxim? So let me give you an example. The peripatetic axiom. What are the fruits of that?
This isn't even the main points I wanted to get into, but I was going to say...
Okay, yeah, but you said natural theology is obviously true.
Listen.
How is natural theology obviously true?
Listen. I'm going to recognize my limits in a certain thing, but back to what I said... But
all of what you're saying is built on this faulty foundation, though.
Anyways, what I was going to say is that...
Right, but you don't want to talk about that, so blow past it, exactly. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I'm not going to care what you asked, or I don't concern myself with your arguments.